Hey guys, what's up? This is Booking Bronco with another Booksy Biz tutorial. Today we are going to be doing a video which I've wanted to do for quite a while. Since I started the channel, this has been something that's been on the top of my mind, but I've had to make all the videos up to this point just to set the stage for it to make sense and have all the videos that I'll need to reference while making the video. So this is going to be a longer one today. Going to try to keep it under 10 minutes. It's going to be about Boost. It's going to be the final video in the marketing series. So that being said, as always, full disclosure, I'm a full-time employee of Booksy as of the time of this recording, but this YouTube channel is my own personal project and is not affiliated with or sponsored by Booksy. So the views and opinions I express here are strictly my own and do not reflect the positions, views, or opinions of Booksy. So first of all, guys, what is Boost? So Boost is a tool that if you activate it, it's going to rank you higher inside of the end user application or the marketplace. So that's the benefit. It's more or less that simple. In order to show you guys really what that's going to look like, I'm just going to pull open the website real quick. So this is what the customers are going to see. They're looking for barbers here. So you're going to see a couple things. You see here it says promoted. Okay, so promoted. This partner's profile ranks higher in search results because they have purchased an additional paid service, that's Boost, from Booksy to assist in acquiring new clients. All right, so that's really what it's going to look like. You're going to have this little promoted thing here, and then inside of the mobile app, it'll rank you higher, so people are more likely to find you. What else are we looking at here? Look at this guy, Booksy recommended. So we're going to circle back around to this, but this is going to be for people who have purchased an additional paid service, that's Boost, and also have met certain requirements, such as having a higher average rating. So that's what I wanted to point out right away, guys. That's the whole idea. The benefit is really the simplest part about it. It's going to rank you higher. It's just that simple. When we get into the cost of it, that's when things get a little bit, the cost and the definition of how a new client is defined, that's when it's going to get a little bit more complicated, but let's just keep rolling straight through it. Right now, I'm going to show you where to go to activate Boost inside the app. It's probably the easiest one to activate, which is great. All you have to do is go to the marketing section, go to Boost, and then depending on your own settings, this may be available for you to activate right away, in which case you can just activate it. If it says contact us to activate Boost, there's something in your profile that is not allowing you to activate it. When we get into the next section, I'm going to get into the Boost explainer and we're going to see all the requirements that are necessary in order to turn Boost on. But just keep in mind, if you want to activate Boost, this is where you're going to go to do that. So that being said, guys, now we're going to jump back to the browser again, and I'm going to show you guys this Boost explainer, which is pretty great. I've been going through it and it does touch on everything you do need to know about Booksy's Boost feature, like it says, which is great. So I'm pretty much just going to go bottom to top here. We're about 3 minutes in, and I think that'll give me enough time to get through the whole thing. So what is Boost? It's a marketing tool you can turn on to increase your business's exposure to new clients near you. So it's not going to put you at the top of the app. It's not like Google sponsored where you're going to rank and the first page at the top. It doesn't work like that. All it does is it gets you better visibility on the marketplace and in the Booksy for Customers app. So turn it on when you're looking to attract new customers or fill your books. Turn it off when you're all booked up with loyal clientele. So if you already have a ton of clients and you're not worrying about attracting new clients, Boost maybe won't be for you. So how it works, when you turn it on, this is going to rank higher inside of the Booksy search engine, more exposure to clients. It's just that simple. Now we're getting into the fee. So there's no monthly fee. It functions on a commission. So if a new client books, keep this in mind, guys, new client, that's key, books your services while service is activated, you'll be charged a one-time 30% commission fee, $10 minimum, and it has a $100 maximum based on the total cost of the first visit. So get it. This is all very important stuff here. In addition, no charges are going to apply for new clients booking through your links, integrations, or client referrals. So that's the key here, guys. That's why this says new client. So when they say new client, this is not going to be a new client because the system will see it and say, hey, they're coming from some sort of link, integration, or referral. So they're not a new client. We're not going to charge them. So that's key, guys. So just a summary, it's going to be 30% of the first-time visit, one-time first-time visit of a new client. $10 minimum, $100 maximum. So after that, 100% of all the future earnings. So if they come back to you 2, 3, 4 times, we're never going to touch any more of that. It's only ever going to be that first-time visit. So that's how that works. Now we're getting into how to maximize your exposure with Boost. So this first part here, this top part is just going to be in order to turn it on. So the first thing, paid active Booksy subscription. This is key, Booksy subscription. If you are subscribed to Booksy Biz via Apple or Google, then you're not going to be able to activate Boost. You have to be subscribed directly with Booksy. Also, no overdue Boost payments. If you're overdue Boost, they're not going to let you activate it. Pretty self-explanatory there. You do need a profile cover photo. If you don't have a cover photo, that is sketch. Add a cover photo, and then you're going to be able to activate Boost. And then at least one customer booking completed. That just shows that you have some activity in your profile because Booksy is not going to promote profiles that are not complete. If you don't have a cover photo and you don't have at least one customer booking completed, you're not going to be able to turn it on. So this is just to turn it on. Now that we got that, how to maximize your full boost potential, get ranked higher and get featured. So that's what we were talking about over here, guys. So they purchased the service, they turned on Boost, but then this guy gets the Booksy recommended because he also met the certain requirements. What are those requirements? They are, you got to have at least 3 portfolio photos. That's the easy part. You can import them from your phone or Instagram account. And then the harder part is going to be at least 5 reviews. And with those 5 reviews, you have to have an average 4.5 or higher rating. So keep that in mind. In order to turn it on, these are the things to turn it on in order to maximize it. So if you just turn it on, it'll function at 50%. If you get the portfolio photos in there, 75%. Once you do those and have 5+ reviews with 4.5 or higher rating, that's when it'll be operating at 100%, 100% boosted, just like that. Now, we're getting back down to the commissions. Once again, no charge to turn it on. If a client books their first appointment with you while you have Boost turned on, they'll be marked as a Boost client, and you will be charged a one-time fee for their first completed visit with you. Boost commission, 30% of the total value of all services performed on the Boost client's first visit. Pretty straightforward. Minimum $10, maximum $10. Repeat visits, fine. We only charge the first visits. Now, this is really important, guys. Chargeable Boost client criteria. Client books their first appointment with you on Booksy or the Booksy for Customers app while you have Boost turned on. Client does not already exist in your client database. If you have the client already in your client database, they're not going to charge you because the system will analyze it and recognize that that's a pre-existing customer. They're not going to charge you a Boost for your pre-existing customers. Pretty straightforward there. The client did not book with you through your commission-free profile link, online book buttons, or QR code. So if someone is going to find you through your profile link, QR code, direct reservation link, through the book now buttons on Google, Facebook, or Instagram, those are all going to be counted as a customer that you acquired. We didn't find you that customer, so Booksy is not going to charge you the Boost. And then the last one here, clients completes their appointment with you after the initial Boost booking, regardless of whether Boost is on at the time of the appointment or whether the original Boost booking was canceled or rescheduled. So this is like no funny business, guys. Don't be turning it on and then turning it off and then you cancel the one and rebooking. Like, Booksy tracks that stuff. If you play games, there's a really good chance you're just going to get your Boost turned off because that stuff is tracked. So just don't play any games, just use it like it's supposed to be used and you're good to go. So that being said, one thing I did want to touch on before we move on, if you send someone your profile link and then the system asks them to download the app, and then they just download the app and then they look you up, the system will not recognize that as an existing customer. All it sees is someone downloaded the app and then they found you. That's it. So you need to be very careful about what you're sharing in order to avoid getting Boost fees. The most foolproof way is to just add them into your client base. That's the easiest way. The issue I see with this sometimes is people go in and they tell their buddy, hey, book with me on Booksy. Their friend just goes and books with them and then they get upset that they're getting charged. Well, it's just software, garbage in, garbage out. If you didn't put anything in the system to show that that is a pre-existing customer, all that does is look like a new client and it's going to charge you. So keep that in mind. How to see your Boost results. All you have to do to see that, guys, super easy. You just have to go into that Boost section. Once it's turned on, when you go in here, instead of having ready to start using Boost, contact us, it's going to have a whole section that shows all about Boost. So how many customers, it's going to show your total lifetime profit. If I would have thought beforehand, I probably would have snagged a screenshot showing that, but it's pretty intuitive, it's self-explanatory. If you get to that point where you've activated Boost and you're starting to bring customers in, you'll know pretty much what to do when you get to that point. So that being said, let me pull that down. How to see your Boost results. Exactly. Most value from your investment. Yep, it's yours. No, it's appreciated. Invite them back. Guide to commission-free appointments. Okay, cool. This I actually really like. You will not be charged a Boost commission for clients that already exist in your client database. Most foolproof way, book with you through your Booksy profile link. But if you send them that and then they download the app and then they just stay inside the app and look up your profile, that's different. If they already have the app downloaded and they click on your profile link, yes. So that's what I'm saying. This is not foolproof. This is, you got to be careful with. Book through Booksy's share feature or QR code. Also, online booking integrations, same. Google, Instagram, Facebook, same. But like I said, guys, this is going to be the most foolproof way. Get them in your database, and then you don't have to worry about making any claims. And exactly, share the booking link, set up the integrations, print your QR code, update your client cards, take walk-in contact info. Exactly. This is all stuff to avoid getting Boost charged for things that aren't supposed to. And the last one here, guys, really important. Remember to mark no-shows. We do not charge fees for Boost clients who cancel or do not show up. However, you must mark the appointment as no-show the same day the appointment was scheduled for. If you have a Boost client, they don't come in and you don't mark it until the next day, guess what? You're going to get charged because there's been dishonorable behavior. People try to say they didn't come, this, that, or the other. And then, you know, Booksy has to put in rules for those people. So this is one of those rules. If you don't market a no-show the same day, you're going to get charged. So keep that in mind, guys. This is very important. Mark your no-shows if you have Boost turned on. This is huge. If you don't turn Boost on, you are have a little bit more wiggle room. So this is a little bit more responsibility if you have Boost on. And then how to make a Boost claim. So let's say one of these things happened. You put someone's contact info in, but the number was off by 1 digit. You know, something like that. So you're going to have to go in and now go into marketing, boost details. So this is inside of that section we talked about earlier. Inside of this boost section, it'll give you the ability to make a claim. And then you're going to have to select a reason. If it's a previous client, I invited this client, the commission was incorrect, put in the details. If they determine it's justified, they'll confirm the claim and process a refund. But guess what, guys? No one wants that. Let's just try to do the right thing first so you don't have to go through the administrative nonsense. I'm not saying it's anyone's fault. I'm just saying none of us like to do that. So try to do it right the first time, and then you don't have to go through trying to prove certain things about Boost claims. Make it a habit to review and claim your Boost clients on the same day so you don't forget. And then same, don't forget to mark no-shows the same day. If a client books with you but does not show up for their appointment, be sure to mark them as a no-show to avoid being charged. You got to mark it on the same day. If it's not marked the same day, the commission will not be refunded and the visit will be marked as no-show overdue. So I see that a lot, guys. You got to mark them no-show so you'd avoid any of that drama. Do I get charged for all new clients when I have Boost turned on? No, we already went through that. It's not going to be for all, you are only charged for new clients that book with you through Booksy's Boost features on the marketplace. And like that. There we go. So I'm not going to go through all this. This video is already going to be pushing the 10 minutes, so let's call it good there. And like I said, guys, this is going to be something that you could probably even rewatch the video. Definitely one of the most misunderstood tools that people activate when they don't understand it, and then they're calling in upset about getting charged because they turned on a tool that they didn't understand. So all that being said, guys, Boost is a great tool. It can do wonders for you to attract new clients, but as with every power, with great power comes great responsibility. No difference here. With great power comes great responsibility. If you're going to activate it, you have to be on top of things, marking no-shows, getting people in your database, maintaining your client list up to date, making sure you're funneling people through the right methods. If you are not responsible enough to do that, I'll just be honest with you, you probably shouldn't turn Boost on because it's really just potentially going to dig you a deeper hole. But if you are a good entrepreneur and you feel like you can handle the logistics and the administrative processes of doing this, Boost is an amazing tool that can really do wonders for attracting new clients and making you money. So that being said, guys, I know this was a longer one, potentially might be the longest video I've made so far, but like I said, this is such a, I wouldn't say controversial tool, but it is the most complicated marketing tool that we have, and there are strings attached. So if you do decide you want to activate it, I'm going to drop the link for that Boost Explainer webpage that we went through today that has all the information you need to review. I always send that webpage when I talk to people about Boost every single time, because even if I tell them about it, they still need to have that information at their own hands to review. So if it's of interest to you, go ahead, watch the video, rewatch it, review that webpage till you fully understand it, and then activate it if you think that's going to be useful for you guys. As always, I really appreciate your time. If you got something out of this video, please like and subscribe. If you are considering subscribing to Booksy Biz, you can use my referral link in the description below to get 50% off your first 2 months. Besides that, guys, appreciate it. I'll see you in the next one.